Welcome to Dance to Heal. I'm your host, Jenny C. Cohen. Join me as I share stories of how dance and movement can bring healing in a way that is safe and tailored to your life. I'm a cancer survivor, mother of two, and an award-winning performer who found that movement was vital to my recovery. I created Dance to Heal Wellness and also authored the best-selling book, Outside in Recovery, Dancing My Way Back to Myself After Breast Cancer. I will bring new techniques to help you on your dance journey and healing path. Are you ready to move? Dance to Heal starts now. Thank you so much for being here, Yvette.
It is my absolute pleasure. Thank you for inviting me on your podcast.
Yes, I'm so excited to have a conversation about this. My platform is to have people dance to be present. And I'm absolutely thrilled Yvette is here today because we are going to give some suggestions of what do you do once you're present. A lot of people are actually quite frightened of being present, Yvette. We're usually coming up with over busyness, and I would love for you to speak about how you help your clients master their mind.
Oh, that is a load full. So, really, it starts with self love. Self love is the foundation of not only your success in your personal life, but also in your professional life. And when you love on yourself, you actually set boundaries and your voice, you're able to articulate things. You use your voice to be able to uh, set those healthy boundaries and not only set healthy boundaries, but also, to, I lost my train of thought.
Well, I love the fact that you were adamant. I could hear in your voice. Self love is actually a lifetime journey.
It really is. It really is. And the way you love on yourself is you really have to. I always tell my clients, like, first thing in the morning, when you're looking all disheveled, right? Your hair is a hot mess, is you go into the mirror and you tell yourself that you love yourself and that you are worthy and deserving. Because that sets the tone for the day.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. I'm going to add a caveat, audience. You want to make sure when you do it in the beginning, it's going to feel disingenuous. You know, it's like a little white lie you tell yourself, right? I love you, kind of. Oh my gosh, right? And so do some dancing before. And then what's another step that they can do, Yvette, after they start the look in the mirror and say, I love you? How do we maintain that I love you by the end of the day?
It's really doing things to support that love. And everything is trial and error because, like you mentioned, the brain, it's going to feel uncomfortable to the brain. And the reason why it's going to feel uncomfortable to the brain is because you're not used to loving yourself. We're not taught to love ourselves as a child. And because of it, we don't know how to love ourselves. And then when you throw on, learned behavior that may not be healthy or, unhealthy environments, then we create, unhealthy patterns for ourselves. And those unhealthy patterns lead to a false identity about who we really are. And so by loving ourselves every day and every morning, we literally set the tone for our brain to eventually believe it. So here's a little bit of neuroscience for you. As we repeat it, our brain will visualize it. And the more we repeat it, the brain will eventually believe it. And according to neuroscience, it takes about 67 repetitions for the brain to believe something and store it in the subconscious.
I
And
love
so
that. I love that. Is there a time frame those 67 repetitions have to occur by?
it's it's one repetition per day, basically, morning and evening. And so it just depends on the brain because everybody's brain is different and the trauma is different for everyone. I have some clients that cannot even face themselves in the mirror. because they did not love themselves and they didn't feel that love growing up. And so because of it, they become very emotional. And so I have them start telling themselves that they love themselves to the wall, or just, just on their own, until they're able to face the mirror. But then I have them go high five the mirror because they loved on themselves. Because we want that dopamine rush, which tells the brain, you know what, this is actually a good thing.
I got excited. I got excited with that. I love the options. I love the options, and I even remember back when I used to get my period every month. TMI moments. Sorry, folks. I'm in menopause from chemotherapy. So, yeah, I didn't warn you about that one, Yvette, before coming onto my podcast. No holes barred. It's important to tell people.
We're women.
Yeah, and the real talk moment about this is our moods about ourselves can even fluctuate month to month, day to day, minute by minute, hour by hour, and it's good to have options. Some people need to literally put on a happy song first before they can even consider the next to do thing. And some people automatically can go right to that hardcore, look yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. And I remember one of my first dance instructors, she had been dancing 30 years and she still got stage fright. And the only way she could get over it, Yvette, was to look people between the eyebrows, like right here.
Very interesting.
And it would look like they were being looked directly in the eye by her. And it was the only way she could slowly transition into performer. Now, this is an accomplished master performer.
Wow.
And she had to use that trick in live performances. And she does live music performances where you can't control how the musicians are going to play that day. If they suddenly are brought into another level and they start going off on an improvisation that she's never heard before, she has to go with the flow.
Wow,
So,
that is
yeah.
incredible. I think for clients that really have a hard time with self-love, journaling is really good, especially when they start to have those negative thoughts about themselves, because it allows your brain to process those emotions. And then you just go back to loving on yourself.
Exceptional in this data world, this digital world. Apologies for any noises. I have cats suddenly going crazy in my room here. I don't know why. Maybe
Hey,
they're excited about the topic, Yvette, right?
right? Love it.
So I love this. People, I've personally noticed with my clients and myself, the difference between when we're typing notes or self-reflection on the phone, computer situation versus when we're literally writing down in journaling. With my clients, we talk about this process of speaking to your subconscious, your unconscious through journaling.
Yes.
And this is really, they are coming up with a lot of data now. They're researching different parts of your brain light up in correlation to writing and processing.
Absolutely. And when you handwrite, your brain actually retains 90% of what you write, which is phenomenal. And believe it or not, when you love on yourself every day, your brain lights up. Like if you were to take an MRI imaging of your brain, there are parts of your brain that literally light up because of that love that you're giving yourself.
Oh, I love that. Are those parts of the brain that light up, are they correlated normally, or are they just special areas that light up when you say I love you to yourself?
That's a good question. I know that there's an actual peer review article that I send to all of my clients
Oh,
yes. So it really focuses on, self-love affirmations and what they do to the brain and how the brain lights up. And they actually have specific neural images on the peer review. I'd be happy to link it here so that way others can read it. But I don't know exactly which parts of the brain that light up, but it does light up when you do those self-love affirmations. And what they find is that when you attach an affirmation to a goal, right? So whether it's, I want to set healthy boundaries with myself. So I'm going to say, this self-love affirmation every day. And so what happens is that normally the brain sees any new habits that you're trying to create as a threat. So it wants to shut down and prevent you from doing that. It's the reason why most people quit, any of their goals within a week or two, because the brain has not developed those neurons into full size to be able to, make that habit stick. And on top of that, it's like wet cement. So once that habit, those two neurons connect, right, to create that habit, the cement is still wet. And so you have to continue that habit until the cement is dry. And then that habit now becomes subconsciously automated. And so this is why I tell my clients, like, don't stop doing what you're doing, because your brain will take you back. It'll try to prevent you from doing that habit. Just keep moving forward. Don't focus on the times that you're not doing those specific affirmations. Just focus on the times that you are doing it and celebrate it until those affirmations become a habit. Because what happens is that those affirmations that are attached to the goal, right, your ability to achieve that goal now becomes much higher than someone that doesn't attach an affirmation to a goal.
Ooh, that's gold right there, y'all. So thank you so much for offering to add the attachment to that article.
Yes.
That's such a lovely gift. Thank you so much, Yvette. Audience, I really would love for you to go to Yvette's website. It's called Designed with a D, DESIGNED within.com. That's exceptional. Here's the thing. For me, I used to shy away from going within because there was so much darkness in there. And this talk of lighting up the brain, dance is one of the few documented things in neuroscience that shows a light up and unification of every part of your brain. We normally like to compartmentalize. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And that is good and simplification. And at the same time, when you do dance to get yourself out of trauma response or fight or flight, then for those of us who have difficulty being still, then I love this idea of what you were saying. I think it's easier to pour the cement for self-love in those type of situations because we have all those endorphins running through our bodies from listening to the happy music or the even if it's slightly happy sad, there's an emotional response and it's easier to set that pathway, that foundation, pour that cement per se. Eva, go ahead.
I was going to say, wouldn't it be amazing that while you're dancing, that you're saying your affirmations, right? Can you imagine? Woo! Really let that brain light up.
Yeah, yeah. So, Yvette, on your website, Designed Within, they can book a call, right? If someone's really intrigued by this and wants a little bit more time with you, they could do that on your website.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, my
good.
whole focus is on really, helping individuals to become their true authentic self, allowing your mind to expand and really learn how to connect, with, in your relationships, at work, in your professional life, really, up leveling yourself and accepting yourself for who you are, where you've been, right? Because we can't change the past, but it's really accepting ourselves for, the mistakes that we've made in the past, but also understanding where we are and where we're headed.
Oh, I love that. That's really important. We're so hard on ourselves. We
Absolutely.
rarely, right? We rarely give ourselves the grace we give other people.
So true.
And then we have a few more minutes left. I can't go too long. I'm so sorry, audience. This is such a enthralling conversation. I think it's so cool. My producer will have my head if I let it go too much longer. However, one last story. I know Yvette may just have to come back, you all, because, that's what I always say when we don't get to everything we want to talk about. Will you just share a story about how you came to realizing that the first step is self love?
was really reflecting on my childhood and recognizing as I was growing up, I experienced a lot of abandonment and neglect, and I was not allowed to use my voice to defend myself, even when I was right. And that created a lot of insecurities, lack of self-worth and confidence. And I got to the point in my life where I was, I would tell myself that I hate myself. Why am I here on this earth? And what that does is that creates a filter for every area in my life. And although I dated very successful men, I did not feel worthy to marry them. And although I was very professional at work and did amazing, I was amazing at my job, I never felt that I was worthy of receiving a promotion. And so this is how that hate, any negative emotions that we have about ourselves can really prevent us from really achieving and breaking through the glass ceiling, especially as women. And so for me, just going through my own, yes, absolutely, and just going through my own, self-development journey and doing some research. There's a lot of research on self-love and scientific research that proves that your confidence levels go up, you have better sleep, you're physically healthier, you're more motivated, and your brain literally will set healthy boundaries just naturally, invincible healthy boundaries without you even realizing it, because of that self-love every morning. It is so automated that I say it without fail every morning.
Oh, I love that. I love that. We're going to end on something, audience. If you're feeling resistance to even trying the self-love, I want you to marry that with going to danceandheal.com. Danceandheal, HEAL.com, and access the dance class and stretch class I have there, and then try that exercise. This is a reminder. Here's the thing. Yvette does it without, I'm sorry folks, it's just really interesting that my cats are wrecking the room behind the computer right now.
I love it.
Right? Yvette just said to us, I do that without fail every day. We're at the after for her. It is okay if you do it once and then do it once again a few days later and then do it once again. You will build this up to mastering your mind. This is a journey, folks. Make sure you give yourself that grace and come back. We're going to have you come back, Yvette. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. So, audience, in the comment section, let us know if you tried this exercise that Yvette is suggesting. Let us know if you need and have tried the Dance to Heal class that's offered, and we will have her back again. Thank you so much for coming, Yvette.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Dance to Heal with Jenny C. Cohen. Come back next time to hear stories of recovery through movement and learn more ways that you can move your body. To work with me and continue your journey, visit OutsideInRecovery.com. Are you ready to move?